Yeah, kind of like full mount, but I'm not full mount because I'm just on top of her. And she bites me.
Whoa.
Like, she bit the shit out of my cheek.
What?
So, yeah. So now I'm like trying to punch her like this. And she's not letting go. So
Time doesn't exist, there's more to what we see. Let's sit down, talk about it, let's just call it P.O.T, P.O.T, yeah. Let's call it P.O.T, P.O.T, yeah. Let's call it P.O.T. Yo, 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 what's up, P.O.T heads? I got a crazy special episode for you guys today. Today I'm here with one of the biggest fighters in Chicago. She also has a big fight coming up in October. But before I go any further, I'm going to let her introduce herself.
hello, I am Marisol Ruelas. I am a bare knuckle fighter with other experience. I've done power slap, boxing, MMA, all of the fun stuff. So.
Oh, nice. And I've seen your like highlight reels and all that stuff. Like, were you always like trying to be a fighter, or how did you get that interest in you?
No. I think when I was in high school and elementary and middle school, I was just always in sports. And then one day I was like, what am I going to do after school? And that's when the idea of boxing came in. And that's what I thought I was going to do. My dad, obviously, he was like, no, you should do MMA. And I was like, no. But yeah, no, I ended up going to an MMA gym with one of my friends. And I was like, sure, I'll go, thinking that I was going to just go and be like, all right, well, didn't like it, but I just kept going. And then eventually he stopped going and I started fighting. So.
Oh, nice. And were you like a fighter as a kid? Were you like, hey, those are my crowns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the idea of boxing came because my dad and his like friends or something had boxing gloves, and I had a twin brother. So they were like, he was like, all right, you guys want to settle this? He had us put on gloves, and we had headgear.
Okay.
And he was like, all right, box it out. And I have videos of when we were maybe like 9 or 10.
You serious?
Yeah, in the living room, just boxing it out.
Whoa.
I did get suspended a few times for fighting in school. But but you know, like what CPS kid hasn't?
Right.
I hope.
Like,
I hope most kids.
I think most kids, that's part of like growing up, right? Because like when you grow up, like there's such a thing that like dealing with other people, and then you don't know, you're just experiencing life yourself. You don't know where you stand. And were you like an outcast, or were you like a popular type of girl?
I want to say so, like elementary-ish. I do believe I was more of an outcast. High school, I was the popular kid, homecoming queen, like
nice.
all of that. But yeah, no, I think most of the fights were over dumb stuff, you know, like girl stuff and like that's my man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If I can go back in time and like see why I had those fights, it was probably something dumb. So
it's not even worth it, right? What school did you go to?
I graduated from Prosser Career Academy in Bucktown. I think it's Bucktown. My neighborhood school was what's that school called? Calvin Park. But
Calvin Park. Okay.
Yeah, but my parents obviously didn't want me to go there.
So you straight up from Chicago then?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
When I was in middle school, I think that military school off of it used to be Ames.
Ames.
Yeah, it's on past Pulaski going east. In I forget what neighborhood that's in, but now it's a military school, a military middle school, and then I went to an elementary school in Hermosa neighborhood. So
were you born in Chicago, or you?
No, I'm straight up Mexican.
Oh, really?
I'm from Jalisco.
What? Get out of here!
Yeah, I was born.
From what part?
I don't know. I think my mom
from
said.
Guadalajara.
Really? So I was born in Autlan, Jalisco, and then my mom says if anybody asks, I'm from La Costa.
La Costa.
So I don't know.
Because there's like a big lake.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm from like a little town around there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I have no I've never been to Mexico. I mean, maybe later in life I'll go, but yeah.
Do
I
you
just know
like
I'm from
speak
Jalisco.
Spanish too or no?
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
very fluent in Spanish. I speak to my kid in Spanish most of the time, so
Oh, nice,
yeah.
nice. Is does your kid know Spanish too?
He knows Spanish, English, Uzbek, I guess a little bit of Russian.
Oops,
So he's
who's Uzbek?
his dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And
so
that's like Russian or something.
it's like it's its own language, but then
Hmm.
I guess their school system is in Russian, so they speak both.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Oh,
yeah,
wow. So that actually helps them because like
yeah.
knowing different languages is like a big part of like developing your brain.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
being able to speak like two different three
yeah,
different languages because
yeah. He's gonna. I mean, right now it's a little hard because there's things that he understands in all of them, but there's things where he like water. It's agua. He doesn't know how to say it in any other language but Spanish. He'll be like, "Give me agua." So we're working on it. He's only 3, so
Oh wow.
yeah, I'm giving
That,
him time.
that's pretty cool though. I mean, I wouldn't think that, you know.
Yeah.
And like how hard is it like managing your personal life, the fighting life and being a mom?
I think I have been very lucky to have a co-parent that's very involved.
Mm,
So I mean he's a fighter too and he understands it. So not only that, but his family and my family are very like I think we're all fighting for time with him.
yeah,
So when I get him, it's like that's my time with him and then he comes to the gym with me all the time. Like he knows what the gym is, he knows what to do at the gym, he knows when people are training, you don't get in the way. Um so it's a good balance. He also like since he was 3 months old, he's been coming to the gym. So
so he's probably gonna have something in him like that too.
I hope not. I
Eh,
mean, I hope he knows how to fight, but I hope he's like, I don't
just
need
to
to fight.
you mean just to like know it, whatever, like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that's something. Maybe like be a really good wrestler so he can have college paid for. But
right.
aside from that, I would prefer for him not to want to fight. So,
And it is very important for like parents to get along
hmm,
because uh for the development of a child, like they need both parents. They there's relationships where it don't work out,
hmm,
and then even afterwards, um they're still at it where the kids are in the middle,
yeah,
and that doesn't help the kid like that
yeah,
because I came from like a sort of like a household like that.
really, yeah. Yeah, I think that that's the biggest thing, and I didn't realize it until now that I'm divorced and separated, and we have to share our time with him and have to put our differences aside. That there's people that aren't like that. Like
Yeah,
there's women that I work with, and they're struggling because they don't have the partner that's there, or they have a partner who has their set times where it's like, nope, my weekends are, once a one weekend a month, and it's like I look at them like, "Oh my god, I am
right,
so lucky because let me help you." Because I like it's crazy to me how hard it is me doing all these curriculars are because I have a village, because his
right,
dad is like very much in the picture.
right.
So it's nice. It's nice that we can get along and you know
Yeah,
we
it
were
is.
like oil and water in the marriage, but as co-parents, I think we got it down for now.
And that's amazing because like I said, that only benefits your child like
Mhm.
more, like
Yeah.
it's very important for those things to happen because I mean, you know, fathers not all fathers are committed.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it has shown that like throughout moms are really the ones that are like the strong ones and the ones
Yeah.
that keep everything together and keep the children,
Mhm.
and when the father's involved, that's even a bigger thing for the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think when I realized that, us together wasn't working out, my biggest fear was that. My biggest fear was like, I grew up with a stepdad. even though to me he was like my dad. Like that's my dad. That will always be my dad, and I was very lucky to have that. But if I didn't, like, then what? And then in my head I was like, well, I don't want to give that life to my kid. I don't want to be a single mom. But then, I had that trust that his dad loves his kid, and there was nothing that was going to tear that apart. So, obviously once we got through that little road bump of separation, we realized that like he's important, and in front of him there's never any arguments, there's never any like
Right.
you suck,
Or
which
you never talk bad. You also, like, another thing is like you never talk bad about the other parent to
yeah,
your child,
yeah,
because that confuses them. Like, it's like
yeah,
psychology wise, it's like it doesn't help him because he's like, wait, I love my mom. Wait, I
yeah,
love my dad. Like, why are
yeah,
you saying this? Like,
yeah.
do you know your father
My
since
biological dad, no.
no?
No,
Wow.
I mean, like, I always knew that my dad wasn't my biological dad, but it never really mattered to me. I think a really good thing that my mom did growing up was she never talked shit about my biological dad, but she also never talked about him. It was
Mm,
like he's not in the picture, he's never been in the picture. I don't know what he looks like.
right.
So it's kind of like,
Wow, that's crazy
you know,
because I don't even know my father's name. I don't know
mm,
his name. I don't know
oh wow.
who he is. Nothing.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way. Like, it's like by the time I got to a teenager, I was like, it don't matter no more.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I think it's hard because you're like there's parts of me and my personality that I'm like, this is not my mom, because my mom is a sweetheart. She is an angel. And sometimes I have anger issues, like the fighter in me that would never be her. But then again, like my stepdad, my dad, he I feel like raised me because she was always at work. So
Mm,
like the schedule was while we were in school, she was home cooking and having dinner ready for us. And then by the time we got home from school, my dad was there. So like growing up, it was like the way he raised me, or the way that he wanted me to be. I feel like it's very much him,
mhm.
even though like he's not biological dad, but you know.
I mean, there's still some type of connection, right? When someone is genuinely trying to help you in your life,
Hmm.
because you could tell when someone's just doing it because they're supposed to do it, and you
Yeah.
could tell when someone's really interested in, like, wanting to help you or raise you or something. I mean, in my life, I sort of went through a few stepdads, but that's sorry, mom, but
It
but
happens.
yeah, but with you were talking about wrestling, like I see that you're also like you know jujitsu really well, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did wrestling in high school. Our season unfortunately got canceled because, CPS schools, you can
Whoa.
never I think there was some drama between internal stuff, and then they had to cancel the season my second year. But yeah, and then when I joined Top Notch, that's when I started learning jujitsu, and then I went to Washington State with Pablo Alfonso
Mm.
in Warrior Camp, and that's when I feel like my grappling just like got up there. So
What belt are you on?
purple,
Purple?
yeah, yeah, I've been a purple
Whoa.
belt for 2 years now,
Don't get
two and
me.
a half.
Don't scare me now.
No,
But that's that. Yeah, because I think, like, for women, like the best sport to learn is jujitsu.
yeah, yeah,
Because jujitsu teaches you, like, ways that you could just take someone that's even a little bigger than you, and
yeah. And I have said it. I mean, being in the sport for so long, I feel like I get parents asking me all the time, or even women asking me, on what sport do I feel like would work better. And everybody always thinks like boxing or kickboxing. And yeah, it's nice, but if I get hit, and obviously like we all saw that in my last fight, by a 145-pound female, let alone a male, like it's gonna hurt. It's gonna,
yeah.
even if it's a wild punch. And I said it in one of my other interviews, like if I go against the same person that's like maybe less knowledgeable in grappling, I'm I'm gonna submit them within like 5 seconds, maybe 10.
Yeah,
So
no, I seen your
yeah.
fight. I seen some of them.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
and that is like so true because you know the misconception of like the street fighting, like
Hmm.
you know people think it's just like you go in there and just throw punches and then boom. But
Yeah.
if someone knows what they're doing, or someone's bigger than you, you gotta have some type of leverage.
Yeah.
You know, and I think, in my opinion, jujitsu is like one of the best ones, especially
Yeah.
for like I think for everyone, not just women,
Yeah.
but like you know, like I'm a little guy, so like jujitsu is like
Yeah.
a good. I'm sort of learning a bit of like wrestling and
Yeah.
stuff.
It's
Um,
hard. It's really hard to understand because it's not just like it's not like any really athletic guy can go in there and be like a star in jiu-jitsu. It's like you have to be athletic, but you also have to understand it
mm,
and like kind of read through it, like if I go for an armbar, but the armbar doesn't work, how am I gonna like switch it up or sweep or like if they reverse me, how am I going to get out of that? So it's like a few steps ahead of time before you actually do it, and people can't really do that all the time.
right, it's like a chess match,
Hmm.
like in a high level though, like
Yeah. Yeah.
because like um you know where I go to CFT and
Oh, okay.
um the teacher there, like he's like I didn't have someone to wrestle with, so like I got you. And as soon as he grabbed me, like, I'm like,
No.
bro,
Yeah.
you, can I at least do something?
Yeah.
And it was just like it's just
Yeah.
technique and knowing where to throw someone or how to use you know
Yeah.
someone's momentum and all that. And how long would you say you've been fighting?
Um. Oh my God, it's been a while. I think I made my professional debut in 2018, and then my first amateur fight was in 2015.
Whoa,
Yeah, it's been some time. It's been a long time.
that's pretty much 10 years, right?
Yeah, I started training when I was in junior in high school, so like 2013, 2014, back at
Whoa.
Second City with Hercays.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you already, well, your amateur fight, you were still in high school, or you were?
My first I had two kickboxing fights before doing an MMA fight.
Hmm.
I was still in high school. I want to say I was a senior in high school. Um, I think one of them was an exhibition, and then the other one was for XFO.
Mm.
Yeah, for it wasn't the outdoor one, but it was one of the XFO shows. And then when I turned 18, I think it was like right after graduating, I fought for total fight card. Yeah,
Mm.
fight card.
And so you also know kickboxing as well,
Yeah, yeah, I did a lot of kickboxing shows. I did two of them
Muay Thai or
before.
just kickboxing?
No, kickboxing.
Oh.
Yeah, two of them were before my fight, and then one of them was right before turning pro. I think one of my teammates couldn't make it or something. I don't know what the drama was, but my coach was like, "Hey, do you want a really hard sparring session before your pro fight?" And I was like, "Why?" And then he's like, "Yes or no?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then I think that one I had a lot of comments in the video because she was wearing headgear and I wasn't.
Oh.
And but the reason being was because I had blood work already done and she didn't. And a lot of people were like, and because I did win by like very obviously I won, but she agreed to it. So it's like don't blame me. So yeah, so people are like, why is she wearing headgear and the other one isn't? And I'm like, I don't know. Like she didn't want to turn in her blood work. It's not my
So
fault.
so that's what happens. Like if you don't have your blood work, you have to wear gear or something,
I don't
or was just
know.
for that fight.
I think it was just for that. It was for Imperial Kickboxing.
Mm.
Back in like 2018, like right before I fought my first pro fight. Um I don't know if she could have decided that. I don't know. That's what my coach told me, and I was like, okay, but I'm not wearing headgear. Like I've never worn headgear to a fight. I'm not gonna do it now. So
No, I mean you seem to be very relentless. I mean,
yeah.
did you always have that in you? Like you always like or were you just like as soon as you went to that gym that you say you tried out and then you're like, maybe I should do this, or were you, or was that always in you? Like, um,
I think I just always had anger issues. Like, yeah, I think just growing up, I was the only girl. I was the oldest of three, and then my two other siblings were brothers, and I just I don't know. I just had anger issues. I would always talk back. I always had like I would get my phone taken away all the time for not shutting up. And then in middle school, because I defended my first ever fight, my first real fight, because I had fights in elementary, but they were little kid fights, the pulling hair. Um, but my first real fight was because I was defending my friend. So the fight wasn't even between me and the girl.
Okay.
And I will never forget this. The fight was not even, and my dad was like, dude, like, come on. So so the fight wasn't even between me and the girl, but we were across the classroom from each other. And my best friend and some other girl were like talking shit to each other or something. And then I can't remember what I said, but I said something to the other girl. And then her best friend said something to me. And I could like something along the lines of you're not gonna do shit anyway, and like blah blah blah. So we're arguing. It's the end of class. I'm walking down the stairs, and she's at the top of the stairs. She's like, "So I'm not gonna do nothing, huh? Meet me outside. Meet me outside." So it was my first ever street fight. It was outside of the school. The whole school was like walking because they knew that like we were about to fight.
Right.
Yeah, and then um I don't remember. This was like what? This is when we had the not
Oh, the
iPhones,
iPad.
iPods.
Yeah.
You remember the little
little ones?
iPod with the
Yeah.
camera? Yeah, this was back when those were popular. So nobody really had phones that were recording. I never saw a video of it, but all I remember was I was wearing glasses at the time. She hits me, my glasses swing, and me and her just like going at it. Somehow I'm on top of her at the corner.
Like full
And
mount?
yeah, kind of
Oh,
like full mount, but I'm not full mount because I'm just on top of her. And she bites me. Like she
wow.
bit the shit out of my cheek.
What?
Yeah. So now I'm like trying to punch her like this, and she's not letting go. So now I start scratching her. Yeah. And then after that, I had to go to the hospital because she bit me.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then my dad met me there, and then he was like,
Did she like leave a crazy mark or something?
I don't think so. I think I was just more like from like little scratches,
Oh, okay.
like
Right.
high school girl cat fights. But yeah, and then ever since then, my dad was just kind of like, you better learn how to fight if you're gonna keep talking shit. So it just kind of like, the middle school that I was going to, it was known for people just getting into fights all the time. So I just had to learn. And then I think high school came. I was in summer camp or something, and my teammate was like, "Man, these workouts are so hard. Football practice." He's like, "They're so hard. We had to run like 10 yards and blah 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 blah." And I was like, "That's it?
Yeah.
Like that's what you're complaining about?" And he was like, "You do it. You do it." And I was like, "Girls can't join the football team." And he was like, "Yeah, they can." So sure enough, the coach was actually one of the program like coaches or something. And he's like, "Right, Coach Bates, right? Girls can join." And I thought I'm assuming that he thought that I wouldn't actually go. So he was like, "Yeah, come on down."
Whoa.
So I went to football practice. I just kept going. And then because I became
You joined the
only
team?
Yeah, I was in the football team.
Whoa.
And I think that's when like
a running back or receiver?
I was a running back.
Running
Yeah, I
back.
was a running back and safety. I was supposed to be a kicker, but I sucked at kicking. So, yeah, and I think that's when like nothing stopped me ever since then. Like nothing, whatever. Like I wanted it. I couldn't swim, and I joined the swimming team. So that's that's to put an example. Like even now, it's like, do you want to fight at 145 for your first bare knuckle fight? And I was like, sure, like let's do it. So
Oh, so you were pretty much always athletic and like you were made for like fighting in front of people, obviously,
yeah, I don't
because
know. I
you
guess
just
so.
like literally because like some people just they hide from that, like from
Yeah,
being in front of like a big crowd or whatever. Like with the weight is like what's your most favorite weight to fight in?
25.
25, 125.
Yeah, I think I have performed very well at 25. Um, 15 was way too small. Like
You had
that, it was really hard for me to make
you had
too.
to cut it.
I had to cut so much. I remember I ran every single day. I was on a meal plan, and still it was really hard to make. 35 is just a little too big for me. And then 45, clearly that's not even, I don't even walk at 45. So
But that's the fight that you're gonna have.
no, my next fight, the bare knuckle, October 18th, that's a 25.
That's a 25.
Finally.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I
So
haven't
you'll be
fought.
able to be smoother, faster.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be really good because I'm gonna be faster. I can, move like I used to, but at the same time, it's like I know that she's gonna do the same. It's
Mm.
not like the 35ers or 45ers where it's kind of they move slower, but their punches are harder.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah. That's why there's like you know weight classes because if you can't throw a 115
Yeah.
dude against a 165,
Yeah.
whatever. Be like,
Should have told me that like 3 months ago, but
well,
no,
what
yeah.
happened?
Well, so they told me the fight was at 45, and
Hmm.
I was like, and then he's like, well, just watch her fights, just watch her fights, and I was like, okay. I watch her fights, and I was like, she's kind of slow, forgetting that it's at 45. She's cutting down from 180.
Oh,
So yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah. So then
So
come.
that's a more of a big deal because
Mhm.
her body's probably a little bigger, right? Like it has
Oh
to
yeah,
be.
it was big.
Yeah.
She's very long. She was very big. I did underestimate her power. And obviously she worked on her technique, so she was a little bit better than her last two fights. And um, yeah, it was rough. I think I was doing good. Second round I was doing it, but the punches that like after a while of getting hit like in the same spot, you're like, damn, dude. It's starting to hurt a little bit, like stinging a little bit more. So it's
Well,
fine.
yeah, there's a little more weight into it. There's more
Yeah.
power into it. Like, how would you say you're preparing for this one?
Oh my God. This one's it's totally different. I think my coach saw that I am really into this and that I can perform very well. So now we're putting in more time with more combinations and a lot more um kind of like movement. So we move a lot more. The combos are a lot more. The training is maybe 3 times more than what it was. And my last fight, it was more on focused on getting strong. So I
Mm.
just like I had to bulk to 160 to be able to cut down to
Oh,
45. And this one is just kind of like just lots of cardio, lots of strength training, and lots of pad work.
well,
So
that's pretty much your natural walking, right?
yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
walk around 43, 45.
Mm.
I can get to like a heavy 48, but that's pushing it. So for me to get up to 160, I was like, damn,
Yeah,
that's a
that's way
lot.
too
Yeah,
much.
I was big. And I don't want to say that I was like chunky big, but it was a lot of protein shakes and creatine. So yeah, it's a lot of eating.
Yeah, I mean, for being a fighter, like you have to be aware of what you intake, right? Like,
Mhm.
what's like a diet that you usually have when you're in that in that battle zone, like you're about to fight. What kind of foods do you like eat, or
I think it depends on what weight, but if it's at like 25 where I have to stay in shape and I'm working out like 3 times more than what I'm used to, it's like I love my omelet in the morning. So I'll make a good scrambled omelet with like tomato, avocado, and broccoli. And then I have chicken, avocado.
oh, I love avocado.
Yeah. I just it just fills me, like, I'm good. Chicken and avocado with, like, a tortilla on the side. Just because
Mm.
it feel like I can have 1 tortilla and I'm good for the rest of the
One
day.
tortilla, I
Yeah.
can I can't
I
do just
wish.
one tortilla
I wish I can do more, but because I'm cutting
because
weight,
you're trying to cut. Yeah,
yeah, but those are my carbs, you know?
because like Mexican food, you can't. Oh
Yeah.
man, are you like good at cooking, like for like cooking Mexican food and stuff like that?
I feel like I can cook like the traditional enchiladas and like all that stuff, the fancy stuff like the birria
Like pozole.
and pozole. I leave that to my mom.
Yeah, me too. I
But
mean,
yeah, no, I can cook, but I think I grew up teaching myself how to cook healthy because
mm,
of I was always in sports. But I can cook a lot of good like chicken and beef and vegetables. So, but yeah, no,
yeah, because Mexican food is like, oh, it's
it's oh my
good, but
god,
then like it's so fattening, right? Like
yeah,
especially like a good ass pozole, like
oh
oh
my
man, you
god.
got the tostadas, you got that meat, all that little
You got
grease.
all the good stuff. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, when I was cutting weight or when I was fighting and I was still living with my parents, it was so hard. I feel like my mom purposely made the good food like what when I was getting ready for a fight. There was no way. And I'd be like, dude, oh, one time I told her, I was like, can you make me just like vegetables with white rice? And then she's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Get home, I'm eating my rice, and she's looking at me smiling. And she's like, is it good? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, so it tastes good? And I was like, what did you put in there? I said, just plain white rice, mom. Like, I can't, don't. And she's like, I just put a little bit of adobo and a little bit of salt. And I'm like, no, you're not supposed to put anything on it. So, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, well, you know, your moms, they're gonna.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
like, you can't just eat plain white rice. Are you crazy? You want tortillas? No.
What does she think about you fighting?
Oh, she hated it.
Yeah.
She hated it so bad. I remember, like, first off, me like dropping out of college was a big deal for her. And then focusing on fights and stuff, it was just kind of like stop doing that. Why are you doing that? And then she started actually coming to my fights. I think my very first MMA fight that I won by split decision or that I lost by split decision, she's like, "Oh wow, like this is entertaining, like this is cool." But then I think I lost my second one and then I lost again. And she was like, "Can you just stop?" Like
Mm.
so then I went to Top Notch and then when I started winning, she was like, "Okay." Like, all right. And then when I went into Combate, which was on Univision at the time, it was Combate Americas back then. And when she can show her like
Look at my
coworkers and las
daughter.
comadres and be like, look, this is my
That's
daughter.
comadres.
Yeah, that's when she was like, okay, like I'm a fan. But now it's kind of like, I think by now she just doesn't even ask me anymore. She's just gonna be like, oh, here you go
Right,
again.
because I
Like,
mean, obviously, she sees that you're really, you're doing this for real.
yeah,
Well,
yeah. I think it. She understands that I'm a mom and like everything I do is for my son. So she
mhm,
knows that if I'm doing something, like it would never be obviously like if I make money off of it, it's gonna be for him. Like for a roof
right,
and like it's all for him. So now I think she understands that as a mother you do what you have to do. So
right, because you're mother bear.
yeah.
You take
Yeah.
care. Like that's one thing too that like I sort of forgot to mention earlier is like I I think that moms don't get thank enough. You know what I'm saying? People
Mm.
don't thank moms enough
Yeah.
because like for real, like moms really do like the reason why this whole world exists. The
Yeah.
the the reason why we're all here, why things are like whatever the way or why there's so much love in this is mainly because of the mom.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I before having my son, it was always like my mom. And my mom, like, no matter if she hated that I fought or not, it was always like, well, my mom's my biggest supporter, and like I look up to her, and I do. Like, I cannot imagine, like coming here, having two kids in Mexico, and like she was single mom, and I think she was only 19 at the time. So like from my brothers to have the life we have now. And obviously, like, props to my dad, but like, yeah, crazy.
Yeah, because see that goes back to what I'm saying. Like some fathers are not committed to their
Mhm.
children,
Yeah.
which is what's wrong with this world. Like a lot of the problems that stem from society is because fathers are not in their kids' lives,
Mm.
and moms will go extensive distances just for their children.
Yeah.
That's I see that because of my mom. My mom brought me up by herself, and like
Mhm.
without her, like, I really wouldn't be anything. I probably would have
Yeah.
been lost somewhere in the streets doing some crazy stuff,
Yeah.
and that's one thing about moms. Like, moms are like, your connection with your child is so strong. Like, it's so, like, they even say that even like, your kid could be somewhere else, and if something happens to your kid, you could even sometimes feel it.
Yeah. Oh God. No time. Yeah. No, it's crazy. Like when it and honestly, before having my child, it was always kind of like, well, if I die tomorrow, I lived a great life because I was always traveling and doing dumb shit. But like when I became a mom, it was just kind of like, dude, I can't not be around. Like I need to be there for my kid. What's like I don't want my kid to grow up having to say like, oh, well, my mom passed away when I was 2, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and now it's kind of like everything I do is so that he can be like, yeah, my mom's cool and like, or when he grows up, I want him to be like, hold on, I know who can fix this, and automatically call me or his dad.
Right.
So
But that's what I'm saying. Like, the commitment of moms is like, it's so crazy, because one day you're just walking around regular person, you're your regular girl doing some crazy whatever you're doing,
yeah,
your life, and next thing you know, that same woman or girl growing up has a child and then instantly change.
yeah, yeah, I can't. Oh my god, I feel like the person that I was before having a kid versus after, completely different person. um and I think people don't realize how bad it, like, mentally I struggled so hard because I loved my kid, and I felt like, oh my god, I'm so lucky to have my child, like this is my child. But then I struggled really hard to with like, who am I now? Like I went from being in fight camp across the country and getting ready for fights, and working whenever I felt like it, and doing whatever I wanted. And then, but now it's like I have to be responsible. I have to come home and feed my child, and like had just something attached to me 24/7. And then when I wasn't with him, I'm like, what is my kid doing? Like thinking all sorts of bad. What if he eats something and he like chokes or something? Like it just I went through it for a good 2 years. And then finally I was able to mentally be stable where I'm like, okay,
Right, where you're
we're
able
good.
to manage fighting, personal life, having a kid is like, moms have, like, I think, because I'm a father myself, and
Oh, yeah,
like, I because my father wasn't in my life, I tell my kids every day, like, I'm always gonna be in your life no matter
yeah,
what, like, because me and the mom, it didn't work out, whatever,
hmm,
but um it goes back to what I'm saying, like, when you start learning the fact that even though things didn't work out with that person, being okay with that person benefits your kids more than
yeah,
whatever happens between you, because that it doesn't even matter anymore, like, if it's not working out with someone,
yeah,
but your child sees that, and and when they see, like, especially your child sees you, and you're like, wow, my mom's so strong, and she does
yeah,
this and she does that,
yeah.
and that's one thing that I'm like, wow, it's so crazy how life is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like if anything, my kid talks shit to
How so?
but yeah, no, it's really awesome to have that, and to have like just the village, like having right now his dad's out of the country, and he when I have to work or when I have things to do, his dad's parents have him, or my
Mm.
parents have him, and like I can text his mom saying like, hey, how's Dior doing, is he behaving, and she'll be like, yeah. I mean, she'll have to YouTube or Google Translate, but
Oh, really? Oh, she
yeah.
don't speak English that much?
No, no, or sometimes my ex-sister-in-law will be like, hey, my mom's trying to tell you this. But yeah, no, and it's nice to have that to where everybody agrees that it's like this is the best for him. Like it's not
Yeah,
about you guys, it's not
right,
about anybody, it's about him because it was your decision to bring a kid into the world, and it's like
right,
they should not have to go through like, where's my mom? Where's my dad? My mom hates me because it's my fault that they're divorced, or things like that. I would never want him to think that it was because of him.
Right, because it's a big responsibility, bringing a soul from out of the thin air,
Mm-hmm.
and
It's crazy. Yeah.
you bring a soul from out of the thin
Yeah.
air, and it lands, and next thing you know, you have it in your
Yeah.
stomach, and it's from nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
It just from nowhere, a life comes out,
Yeah.
and if you could see your child and leave your child, I don't know how people could do that.
Yeah. No, I can't. Again, like, I, having gone through it, I understand that mentally for women, it's so hard. It's hard, um, waking up in the middle of the night because you have to feed your child, whether they're breastfed or not, and all this other things. For even fathers, like, I don't understand how it's like, this is you. Like, this is like,
Exactly.
this is
Yes.
you.
Yes. That's 100%.
Yeah. I mean, I do understand when a parent is strong enough to realize that, like, the whole adoption where I don't want to leave my kid, and I made a mistake and now I have a child, but I have to give him away to a better life. I
Mhm.
understand that, but the whole, like, leaving them in, like, it's sad to say, but in the garbage can, or for
Right.
them to suffer, that it's just wild to me.
Or just, or I've seen it mostly with men. They leave they don't want to be in their child's life because they want to go party or do, like,
Mhm.
bro,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
That, like you said, that's literally you.
Yeah.
That's part of you. Like, you made that
Yeah.
child. You need to be responsible. Would you say that not knowing your father, would you be able to forgive him for not being in your life?
No, I think, um I'm way past it. I think back in the day when I was younger, maybe, I did actually get to talk to him. I want to say like once or twice,
Oh.
because I needed his signature for a passport because I was still underage, and technically I was custody of both of them.
Oh, okay.
Even though I didn't know his name
Wow.
until the day that I needed his signature, and I went through loopholes and I went through a lot to even contact him. And the first time that I ever talked to him, it was all good. It was kind of like, "Hey, cool, okay, bye," and I was like, "All right, cool."
What?
Yeah, it was just kind of like,
Like
"Thank your dad for
cold?
taking my spot." No, no, it was kind of like, "Oh, okay," like,
Wow.
yeah, from what I remember, and it was just kind of like, "Thank your dad for taking care of you guys," because he was there since, I wanna say, since I was 3 years old. My dad stepped up.
Hmm.
But yeah, and then years later, this was like, I wanna say I was like 1 and 1 as a pro. I had just fought for Combate Americas, and obviously in Mexico, they're pretty big,
Right.
and randomly, he popped up on my Facebook, and I was like, "Who's it?" And I tell my mom, I'm like, "Is this?" And she's like, "Oh." And whatever, fast forward, I guess my grandpa, his dad dies, and
Oh.
he's like blowing up my phone. Has never talked to me, by the way. Never. Blows up my phone on Facebook on like, "Hey, make sure you talk to your grandma, send her condolences," kind of talking to me as a father would say, like, "Hey, make sure you talk to your grandma."
Hmm.
And I was like, "Excuse you, hold on."
Like,
Like, no offense, my grandma kept in touch when I was maybe 10 and younger, but I have never heard from her after that. So, like, yes, I will contact her when I have time. Right now, I'm giving her space because I'm not an immediate, like,
right. I'm
technically
not.
family right
Right.
now. And so, like, I guess this is where the side of him that my mom didn't want me to know came out, where he was like, "You think you have bigger balls than me, and you think you famous," and like, just talking so much shit in Spanish, which was like kind of sucked because I couldn't really say what I wanted to say because I couldn't translate it in my head. Like, I can talk proper Spanish, but I can't speak like F
Like,
you.
yeah, like,
Yeah. And then he's like, "Whether you like it or not, you're my blood." And I was like, "Well, whether you like it or not, I didn't even know your name until, like, I don't know, a week ago." So,
yeah, like,
yeah. And then after that, I was like, "You know what? Block." And then ever since then, I have,
with all respect, like, if you're not in your child's life, what are you doing talking down
yeah,
to your child?
yeah,
Right? Like, you know, like I said, with respect, like I, as a man, like,
Mhm.
bro, like if you're not taking care of your kid, what are you doing? Or if you're not in their life, at least be in their life somehow.
Yeah.
Even if you're just once a week, twice a week, whatever, something, do something for your child,
Mhm.
right? And if you're not, what do you expect out of it, right? Like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
fact that he was talking to you like that, that's
It to this day, I'm just kind of like, wow. But at the end of the day, I am very grateful with how things turned out because of my dad is that I'm here. I feel like had my mom married somebody else that was not okay with me doing all these things as a young kid, I mean, I don't know. You never know the whole butterfly effect, and maybe I would have,
right.
but yeah, I feel like all these sports that I did, everything was thanks to my dad having my back and always kind of like my mom was very you're she's old school Hispanic, so
Hmm.
she was very like, you're a female, you can't do these things, you can't be. And my dad's like, no, let her do what she wants to do, because at the end of the day, either she's going to tell us the truth or she's going to lie behind our backs or hate us for not letting her do what she wants to do. And that's how I kind of grew up, because with that mentality and those kind of parents. So, it all worked out.
But that is so true, right? Like if you do go back and change
Hmm.
any little thing you change,
Yeah. Yeah.
like you don't reach these levels that because you're at a high level, like as a fighter, well, in
Yeah.
my opinion. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody else
Yeah.
agrees, but yeah, you change any little thing, even if it probably wouldn't have been a good thing if your dad was in your life,
Yeah.
right? Because you don't know how their relationship was or whatever.
Hmm.
Um like I grew up, my mom, like seeing my mom get hit and stuff like that, and that wasn't a good thing. I mean, I would like to change that, but seeing that made me realize, like, no, you have to respect women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think that was that. Yeah. I think growing up, the way that you grow up, it's a huge impact in a lot of things. Obviously, like I said, when I was married, I knew things weren't going right because I grew up with respect in the house, and my mom and my dad always respected each other. And I saw that, and I was like, okay, well, this is how it's supposed to do. They never argued in front of people, they never argued in front of us, they never my dad never touched my mom, like, disrespectfully. So it was nice to see that growing up, because he respected us as his own children, he respected my
Mm.
mom. And now being a woman with a child, I have standards and I know what's right and wrong and what are red flags coming in. And so, you know,
Did he have his own children, or it was just?
no, no, his one and only child is my younger brother.
Mm.
Um, I mean, my mom had us at a very young age, and I think they got married when she was 23. And then when they had my youngest brother, she was about 24. And then after that, three, I feel like is enough. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have three, so I
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I have one and I can't imagine two more. That's a lot.
That, I mean, that's like the lessons you learn from things, right? Like you just never know what's really,
Mhm.
especially when you're young, you're just living life and you never really looking back at all.
Yeah,
And the older
yeah.
you get, you start, like, sort of like things start to sink in a bit, like
Yeah,
especially the
yeah.
things that your mom would tell you before,
Mhm.
and you be like, whatever, mom,
Yeah,
yo voy a ir a hacer lo que sea.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I tell my mom all the time, like, man, mom, like, so many times that she would tell me something, and I'm like, "Dude, you don't know, you don't understand." And now that I'm older, I'm like, damn,
She was
I'm
right.
sorry, mom.
Oh, it's crazy because I've done the same thing. Like one time, I happened to be I was drunk, and like it was at a party. Like it was for her. It was her birthday for her, right? And like I forgot I was having a conversation with someone, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I stopped the conversation,
And me a little bit buzz, Mom, perdóname, por favor, ya, ya,
Oh.
ya estoy comprendiendo this and that. And then
Yeah.
she's like, what, whatever. But like,
Yeah. Like it's too late now, but no.
like you already did your bullshit.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, but it's part of growing up. I feel like you have to make those mistakes and you have to learn and you have to like, fuck up a little bit and then that makes you into who you are. Like had I not gone through everything I went through in life, I probably would be naive in my little bubble of like,
right.
you know, I wouldn't have neck tattoos and yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be what I'm doing right now. So,
Yeah, because most of us, well, me growing up, I was mostly main in my ego.
mhm,
Yeah, no one. I was like, I'm smarter than everyone. No one knows shit. I know what the fuck I'm doing. But
yeah.
then life just humbles you.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, watch.
Yeah. Yeah. I went through that so bad, especially in high school. Oh my god. High school, I was at the top of the world. I thought I was like everything I touch was like you're lucky I'm in your presence. I thought I was the shit. And then I think senior year humbled me so bad. And I'm sure some of my high school friends are gonna see this, but so senior year, homecoming comes around, right? And I'm thinking like, Psh, I got this in the bag, like whatever. Handing out my flyer, which by the way, I'm still mad that my school took down my posters. Like they didn't like the picture because the picture was too provocative or what. It was not. It was not. But anyway, so whatever. I win homecoming queen, right? And you like for a girl, you're like, I am the shit. I remember this was towards the end of the dance. I go to the bathroom and um I remember like I'm redoing my hair, whatever. I come back out and I look around and all the seniors are gone. All of the seniors are gone. And and I'm like, where's everybody at? Like before that, like freshman, sophomore, junior year, I was friends with like the higher classes. So now that I'm a senior, I had, like I was friends with people, but I wasn't like friends with people. And I remember I was like, damn, where did everybody go? They all had their own little after parties. They all had the
Oh,
party buses, their after parties, their like house parties, and I wasn't invited to anything because
oh,
I wasn't tight with anybody. I was just everybody's friend. And that kind of like hit my ego so hard that I shelled up. And the rest of senior year, I wasn't in any sports. I wasn't in like any nothing. I went to school, ditched half of the time. Sorry, mom. And I would come back to school like it, and I started working at Champs at the Hip at the time.
right.
So like
Oh, nice.
I would literally go to school and then
I might have seen you there.
yeah, probably. I was the girl with the glasses. But yeah, no, and that was my life. And then it got so much to like I think I was at the food court one day and one of the girls was working at Panda and I was getting food and she's like, Marisol, did you transfer? And I was like, nope. Why? I just kind of said, F all of you, because clearly you're not my friends. And then yeah,
Dude, that's how bad it was that people thought you were gone.
yeah, I
Holy
literally
shit.
would go to school, maybe had a conversation or two. Um, I I think my best friend wasn't in my class for or in my lunch period, so I literally wouldn't go to lunch because I had nobody to sit with. And
Wow.
imagining thinking you're like, well, at the time it was like you're walking down the halls and everybody's saying hi to you, but
Right.
then you go to you're just I don't know. I was just struck so hard after that, and that always stuck with me. And ever since then, I have became so humble because, yeah,
Well, yeah, because I mean, it goes back to what you were saying. Like, you have to go through like certain things to learn mistakes and things
hmm
and stuff. Because when you let your ego run your life,
hmm
you hurt other people
yeah,
without you even knowing because you're just looking out for yourself the whole time.
yeah,
And like uh when situations or life humbles you in a way that you're like, holy shit,
Yeah.
wow, was I fucking wrong about this or about that?
Yeah.
And if you don't go through those things, your life is not the same.
Hmm. Yeah. I think back to so many things that because I was being cocky, it got back to me like bad.
Right.
It got back to me so bad. Even with fights. Yeah, I went into fights going in super cocky and thinking like doing the bare minimum was gonna win me the fight. No, no, definitely not. I think my first fight after pregnancy, I was 6 months postpartum.
Whoa.
6 months postpartum, and I
Hold
thought,
on. Oh, so you were like,
yeah,
you had a child and then right away you went into fighting?
yeah, I had a kid right after that. I think when he was 3 months, we moved to Washington State. And then I think around that time, his dad got into the UFC. So, like, I was seeing all of that, and I was like,
Wait,
that's,
he's in the UFC?
he was.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, he was. And then drama happened. He lost to Saeed Nurmagomedov. And then,
Whoa.
yeah, and then that's what they use as an excuse to cut him. Drama. But, yeah, so being in that atmosphere with amazing fighters, with like all these great opportunities, and I was like with my baby, and I'm like, damn, like who am I now? So I just had to get back in there. And then my manager Danny was like, hey, do you want to fight in whatever month that was? And I was like, yep, sign me up.
Whoa,
And
that fast?
yeah, I
How was
think
like how was your body reacting to this?
ooh, it wasn't okay. So it wasn't terrible. I think the weight cut was a little hard. I think I missed weight by like a pound or two. Um, but I just didn't feel myself anymore. But you know, now thinking back, I don't know if it was because of the postpartum or because I didn't fight for 3 years. I was suspended for 3 years
Whoa. Why?
because the Illinois Commission, after when Combate Americas came to Chicago, when
Mm-hmm.
they merged with Fight Card, that fight, I took a knee. And when I took the knee, I remember I dropped. And when I dropped, I like literally just dropped. And I don't know if they thought that I hit my head. Um, and they suspended me because they said I had scatters in my brain. And I was like, I've been fighting since I was 15. Like, I'm gonna have scatters in my brain. So they just wanted to make sure that I was fine. And then the physician wouldn't release me. And then eventually we paid a lot of like CT scans and MRI scans and psych test, or
Psychoanalysis and things.
I don't know, but it took forever. And then finally, when I was in Washington before that fight, I was able to get approved. So it was ring rust, it was postpartum, it was just everything. Everything.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And that's like that was your ego telling you I
Hmm.
need to go in here.
Yeah. I think had I won that fight before getting pregnant, I might have taken a longer time to come back.
Mm-hmm.
But because I lost and my ego was like, I'm not a 1 and 2 fighter. Like,
Mm.
there's no way I'm a 1 and 2 fighter. And um, like my ego was just kind of like, you're better than that. You have to get back and win, without me realizing like, no, you need to take some time. Like, you just had a baby.
Exactly. That's why I asked about your body because uh you know, I mean, I'm not a woman, I don't know, right?
Yeah.
But like for a woman to have a child
Yeah.
come out of the body,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
th-
Well, now I look back and I'm like, you are psycho. Like, you are crazy for doing that. But then again, nobody stopped me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do
I
this.
mean, still though, like that's just amazing that you actually went with it.
Yeah. I mean, I lost. Um, I lost. To be fair, that girl went like 5-0 after me. So like, I've
Whoa.
never lost to somebody that is not very successful now. But yeah, yeah. It was. I remember like she hit me with a really good cross, and all I heard, all I remember was a ding. And then I walked back to my corner and I sat down and I'm like this. And then she like came up to me, shook my hand, and I'm looking around and the music's playing. And you know, like when the round ends versus when the fight ends, it's very different. It's a very different like ding.
Atmosphere thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, and I look at my coach and I'm like, did I get knocked out? And he's like, and I was like,
holy shit. So you don't even.
no, because I think what happened was she punched me and I like fell back and I like curled up. And then I got up and I walked to my corner. But in my head, what happened was we were like moving around, the bell rang and I walked back. That's what happened in my head.
Wow.
Which was crazy. That was the first time I've ever gotten knocked out like that. But yeah, that's what in my head, we're moving around, the bell rings, and I walked back to the corner and I sat down.
And you're just waiting for the next.
Yeah, and I'm waiting for them to I'm waiting for my coach to be like, okay, you know, like you need to pick up. Yeah. And then I'm like, and it kind of like I woke up, you know, and I was like, did I get knocked out? What the hell? Yeah, it was crazy.
That's what's crazy about the human mind, right?
Yeah.
Like you could be sometimes like fully aware, but you're not there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
it's so crazy. I'm trying to think of another moment, but like that was like crazy to me. I remember. Yeah, no, I don't think even as an amateur I ever got hit like that, and then it just happened completely different in my head. Like, and I'm like, what the hell? What just happened? But you know,
yeah, that's that. You know, with fighting, that's one of the things that sometimes the viewer doesn't realize that you're putting your body into some turmoil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, fighting is not a easy thing.
Yeah. Oh my God. There's so many. I stopped reading comments. When I was like earlier in my career, I would read comments. And like now I don't waste my time. I don't care because some of these comments I'm like, do you even walk to the corner of the like do you
Right.
what are you saying? Like this last fight, because you can see that we're in very different sizes. People were like, "Oh, she has no business in there," and blah blah. And I'm like, dude, like it's just the viewers and people that are watching fights. They think they know because they watch fights every weekend,
right?
And it's like, no, you don't know what we go through. You don't know like how much it takes to be in there, whether it's kickboxing, bare knuckle, MMA. Like it's not just
in my opinion, fighting is the hardest sport you could get yourself into.
Yeah.
Like lately that I've been meeting fighters and I've been myself like doing little MMA and this and that. I'm like, man, I have no more ego about fighting.
Yeah.
Like literally my ego dissolved and all my misconceptions just went away as soon as like I got with some dude and he's wrestling me, he's just doing whatever he wants. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. It's the best when like you're at an MMA gym and like I don't know if you've ever been a Top Notch, but our gym looks like an old school warehouse gym. Like very old school. And there's always like these cocky wrestlers that walk in and they think that, or even like boxers that took maybe one class, they come in here with their chains and they think they're cocky, and then it's always like the female purple belt, which it's usually me, that like coach would be like, go with her,
get it,
go with her, and then like you get him real good, and you just see the ego just kind of like flush out of their body and be like, just like thinking about life and like what just happened. And then my coach would be like, oh, don't worry, man, she's a pro. Like she's a purple belt, it's fine.
I mean that has to even hurt them even more because like you're a female and they're like, what, a girl just whooped my ass?
Yeah, it makes them respect the sport though.
Right.
Like it makes them kind of be like, oh shit, like I don't know everything. And we have had people come in thinking that they know everything, and the coach is like telling them, they're like, oh no, like I'm gonna do it like this, and it's like, dude, you've been here 2 days, like relax.
Right.
And so it's nice to be able to humble somebody enough to where they stick around to learn, where it's not humbling them to just embarrass them. It's just humbling them so they can be like, oh, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, I need to
I need
shut
to
up and
really,
listen.
right,
Yeah.
right, because that's very important. But it goes back to what we were saying, because we were talking about like that fight sort of dissolve your ego, because you were like, man, I'm gonna go into this fight, blah blah blah, after
Hmm.
postpartum, whatever.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna go in there and take over this and that, and
Yeah.
then and it's for all of us too, right?
Hmm.
Like, uh, you know, especially with today's world and devices and phones, and
Yeah.
you gotta be on Instagram and all this other stuff. And it's like, I mean, I have to do it myself, but like, it seems like most people do live in the ego.
Yeah. Yeah. It's as a fighter, I have to like promote myself and post this and post, and I honestly, it's like it is the last thing I want to do. I like I have to get ready, take pictures, take a good angle, but it's so like draining, and it's so crazy to see that there's great, especially with males, like there's really good fighters, but their followers matter. Their how much exposure they have, how promotable they are. And the same with girls. There's girls that can, like I'll admit it. I feel like just because somebody thought that I was pretty, they were like, "Yes,
Mm,
you like," and like pay and promotion, all of that matters because of social media, because that's how people make their money.
right.
So,
Like, it becomes, well, in fighting, there is like a big part of the business, right?
mhm,
And like, I mean, it seems like image does help certain fighters, like,
yeah,
aside from their technique or skills,
yeah,
which is crazy, because like, I mean, back in the day, we didn't have to deal with none of this,
hmm,
right? Like,
yeah,
back in the day, Miami boy,
yeah,
and you'll be gone for hours. They didn't know where
yeah,
you were at.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, today's world is like, now we got to be on these things all day and
Yeah.
promote and
Yeah. I mean, to an extent it's awesome because now there's more money and now it's bringing in more audience and it makes the sport bigger, but you have to think about like there's a 5-0 fighter who's really good. His technique is just beautiful, but he's not as promotable and as exciting as a guy that's 2-3. So
mm,
it's like maybe the 2-3 guy is going to get fed by somebody younger and newer because they want to give him the exposure. They want to build him because he's promotable, because he has a fan base, because he like can bring in tickets. And
right.
that's the reality of it. It's not just like I'm gonna train really hard and go to the gym and fight. It's not just that. And I tell people all the time, like, no, you just don't go and agree to fight and then go fight. Like there's politics, there's managements and promotions and money involved. There's like 10% to here, 10%. It's a lot. It's a business.
When did you what was like your breakthrough fight that you would say, like, where you started getting all this attention, like, business wise?
I want to say my second pro fight with Combate Americas.
Mm,
Um, First of all, it was Combate Americas. But I think like I want to say I just seemed like this innocent girl. Like at the time I didn't have neck tattoos. I was only 21. I was very young, and this girl was more experienced. The first round was like not my round, and then I just happened to throw a spinning back fist.
mm,
It hit her once, and then the second one knocked her down, and then I just started throwing elbows, and I finished it in the second round with a rear naked choke. And
mm.
I think that's what started bringing in sponsorships and interviews, and I think Combate just wanted to promote me a little bit more, um, and then they came to Chicago. Even after a loss, I still like I feel like people just liked me, so they just I
Well,
kept getting more
you
stuff.
do, like, you do have like an aura about
Oh, thank
you.
you.
For real, like, just like, Because I remember the way I followed you was like someone reposted one of your fight. Oh, it was that fight day, the last one you had, and where with that picture with you with whatever like the bare knuckle one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
So someone reposted like a picture of like you and the fighter, and then later like how it went, and this. And I'm like, oh snap, who is this? And then
Yeah.
like I saw more of your stuff. I'm like, wow, like she there's something about her, like
Yeah.
and I was just like, damn. And then I started seeing more of your stuff. I'm like, wow, I became an instant fan.
Oh,
Like,
thank you. Yeah. I think now I like to reach more of the humble and like just the fighter and the mom, and I feel like that's more my personality. Obviously before having a kid I wanted to be like she's pretty and blah blah blah. Now I'm like, look man.
I don't care about that.
I don't give a shit.
I just want my
No.
money.
Yeah, just get me in there, give me fights. Let me talk about my kid here and there. But yeah, no, I don't know. I guess it's that humbleness of like, I don't know.
Like life itself, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I think it's being what is that? When you can understand, like like I know what life is like being a normal person in
like that
Chicago.
experience.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I'm gonna just keep being me.
How many tattoos do you have now?
Oof. I have my heart, Billy from Hocus Pocus. People look at this and they're like, "What is that?" And it's literally just like some zombie from a funny movie. And then I have my jujitsu tattoo. Oh my god, I'm ashy. My jujitsu tattoo. It says Arte Suave.
Okay.
Yeah, this was supposed to be a sleeve, but I moved. This guy's in Washington, and then I moved.
Oh, you got that in Washington?
Yeah, he was supposed to do my whole arm, but I was like, all right, guys, I'm moving to Chicago. And then my kid's name is here, and then I have this one was when I was 18. It means through difficulties to the stars.
Oh.
Yeah, I was a smart 18-year-old,
Oh, okay.
getting cool quotes.
That was another question of mine. Like, what did you go to college for?
I went to Malcolm X. I think I wanted to do exercise science.
Oh.
So I went for like 2 semesters. I did what did I do? I wanted to get my personal training certification first, which I ended up getting in a different program, but yeah. And then for whatever reason, um the end of my second semester I was just kind of like, all right, I'm done. Like I don't want to do this anymore, and I just stopped going. So, yeah.
So, like with the science things and the thing on your tattoo, are you like do you believe in like the supernatural stuff or?
It's crazy because I was just so I grew up without religion. My parents never forced that on me. The whole like um what is that called? Uh Catholic
Catholic?
no, when you it's not baptism. I've been baptized, but the one after first communion.
Oh, first communion. Okay.
Yeah, so none of us got that. My dad kind of wanted us to just do like when we're older, kind of choose what path we wanted to go to. And for a long time, I was just kind of lost. I just didn't know what to believe. My ex husband and my kid are both Muslim, so I have to respect that. There's no pork in the house, all those things. But me recently, especially, I think my second pro fight, the Combate Americas fight, I started kind of following more of like the Bible and reading and trying to understand it. Um, and then in the last like I want to say 2 years, I started kind of incorporating spiritual. So it's a little bit of both. I'm very into Christianity. I do my Bible studies and podcasts and um, all of those things. So I like learning about everything, but right now, me personally, I'm a spiritual Christianity person. So.
I mean, in I believe that like all religions sort of like are the same in a way.
Yeah.
There's just slight differences. And like whether you like to believe in God, like we all come to know God.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
certain things that happen in your life when you're like, man, what was that?
Yeah. Yeah, there's things that I feel like if I were to say, people are gonna be like, "You're going to a psych ward." I swear, there's times where I have like told one of my best friends, and then he's like, "What is wrong with you?" That's what I'm saying, like the spiritual part of it. But yeah, it's especially coming from a household where there was another religion. It's so interesting to see how different they are, but how similar they are,
Right.
and how like there's things that you might like from that culture or religion, and then there's things that make sense and don't make sense. So it's just, you kind of just have to follow your beliefs and whatever path is put in front of you. And I feel, again, everybody has their own opinions about things, and they have the right to have their own beliefs. But as long as you believe in something, I think that it gives you some kind of like hope or something to look forward to, rather than
Mm,
like being lost, you know?
right. Or letting your ego be the one
Yeah.
running that.
Yeah.
Because um when you do have a type of belief, it helps your life. It leads you somewhere.
Hmm.
Because there's more to this reality.
Hmm.
There's the spiritual realm.
Yeah.
There's something that's beyond what the physical is. And sometimes like you're doing something, or you're about to do something, and something tells you don't do that,
Hmm. Yeah.
and you don't even know where it's what is that, like you don't know where it's coming from. And if you listen to it, then you get a type of blessing, whatever you want to call it, whether it's a blessing or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, but the thing about religion, I believe in God,
Hmm.
like 100%. Like I believe in God. The only thing is I just don't agree with like the fact that like the religions themselves are fighting with each other.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, again, coming from, my kid's Muslim, and but I'm not. And I think that was part of the whole like marriage and stuff. But it's crazy to see how like I wasn't accepted because I was a Muslim.
Mm,
And it was like until I convert, then I wasn't going to be accepted into the family.
wow.
But then again, it's like I don't want to get too like um into religion, because people have their own personal opinions about that. But you know, Christianity was the ones to help Muslims like become their own religion. So there's just a lot of things within each that I it's like if you look at Catholics and Christians,
It's the same thing.
basically, yeah, but it's
They're
like
still at it.
they're still, yeah, they're still like, well, this and that, and like we do this, and they're wrong because look at this, and it's like it's basically the same
Same
thing.
thing. Like
Yeah.
that's one thing I don't understand, right? Like if you want to be godlike, we should like it's 2025. It's about to be 2026.
Yeah.
We're at the apex of technology,
Mhm.
the apex of thinking, the apex of like philosophy. Like we've now they're able to like study the brain. You could see inside someone's body. Like
Yeah.
we have all this, but yet we're fighting over thoughts, beliefs, and territory.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it right now, there's so much hate that, there's people getting shot for him saying his own, beliefs
Ideas.
and ideas. Yeah. And granted, like whether you like him or not, whether you agree or not, like the whole freedom of speech.
Hmm.
Or, there's people fighting because they believe that the raids should be a thing or shouldn't be a thing. And it's
Right.
like if you're as Christian or Catholic or Muslim or whatever, all these religions, like at the end of the day, you're the child of God or Allah or whatever it is, but you're fighting people to, like you're terrorizing people to get out of your country. So
Right. Like we,
again, there's it's kind of like there's a heaven and there's a hell, right? And it's like, yes, there's a place for the people that don't belong here because they did bad things, and they make other people look bad. Like there's always a bad apple, but it's like, would you chop the whole apple tree down?
Right.
You know, like it's
because at the end of the day, we're all children of this world, right? We all came from this world.
Yeah.
Unless you're some fucking alien that came from somewhere. I mean, who knows, right?
Who knows? Apparently, there's aliens.
Apparently,
somewhere.
there's some coming this way or something.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know.
But I'm saying though, like, it's just so unfortunate that like in today's world, there's still mothers out there who are like having to see their children die in front of them.
Yeah.
Or there's starving children, or there's people that are like, because of their status, not being treated the same.
Yeah. It sucks. And there's a lot of things that I can say with like politics and religion and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you know, I feel like people are very quick to say what they believe and what's right and what's wrong. But then as soon as something goes wrong and it's from their like area, culture, religion, whatever it is, it's like, oh, like they try to justify what they just said was wrong. So.
And that's sort of like an ego thing too, right? Like, because you're sort of saying like, oh, my religion is better than your religion.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I just believe that as people, you have to recognize that we're all human. We're all human. We're all the same thing. Like, literally, you know, we just, obviously we're brought up differently. You know, you're a woman, I'm a man, whatever, right? Like those are little subtle differences, but you still breathe the same air. Right now, we're both breathing the same air.
Yeah.
You know, and like we both have thoughts. We both have love for our children. You know, why should my thoughts matter more than your thoughts, or your thoughts, you know, or any of that?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're just here, like.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're it's just, you know, it's the same with like gyms. You know, like I train at this gym and my gym is better,
Yeah.
and well, we have this UFC fighter, and no, but it's the same. Or even within the same gym, it's like I always fight with Fabian Serrano, who is, I call him my stepson, and it's an inside joke, but he just turned pro. Congrats to him, and he'd be like,
shout out.
yeah, he'll be like, I'm a 1-0 pro. And like he'll try to tease me like I'm better than you, and I'll be like, how many fans did you have? So it's like our egos strike all the time, but it's what makes us better. But again, it's like yeah, you can have a disagreement, it's fine, but the disagreement has to be where it's like, I'm trying to help you, you're trying to help me, we're trying to understand each other. We have differences, but at the end of the day, it's like we understand that it's like you're in your lane and I'm in mine. So
yeah, yes, that's exactly like, because I mean, yeah, like that whole aspect of the world is just so crazy. Like, and like, you know, I wish that where we at now, like, I wish that we would be able to see that all we just really need is love. Just love each other. Like, you feel good when you're around good people. I'm pretty sure you feel good when you're at the gym. Everybody's laughing. Everybody's doing the thing. You know, whatever. That feels so good when someone, or when you see people succeed and you're like, yeah, he deserves, or she deserves it, or whatever. You know, that's always a good thing to have. But like, when you just try to separate each other for whatever, like.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how much hate people have. Like I've heard people, for example, like somebody in your gym has a fight and your teammate hopes you lose. And it like that, to me, I don't care whether you beat me up or not. I don't care. I don't care, but it's like you're representing my gym, the gym that I go to. I don't want for somebody to be like, hey, you're fighting Marisol from Top Notch. And then for somebody to be like, Top Notch? You know, like I don't even have to look her up. Like that gym, like all of their fighters lose. You know, like that's not what you want. And people still to this day, and it's the same with like everything, culture, religion, Mexicans, like all of
Right.
it.
Like even when like Mexicans are fighting Puerto Ricans or something. Oh, mira, chico, ¿qué? Todo like, bro.
Yeah.
You know, bro, we're still like the same thing. Like
Yeah.
you remove the Spanish and you get us both talking English. You're not gonna like someone looking from the outside. They don't know who's the Mexican or who's the.
Oh yeah, I get mixed up all the time. Like I can be a lot of things, and then like at the end I'm like, dude, I'm Mexican, and they're like, what?
What type of music do you listen to?
All of it. All of it. I can go from, I don't know, Cristian Nodal to Selena to
Oh,
Tupac
Tupac,
to
yeah.
oh my god, country. It depends on my mood, but usually country. I love country.
Country's dope.
I really like country, and then I have my Metallica moments and my '90s disco moments. I can jam.
Are
to
you a
everything.
dancer too or not?
Yeah, it's been a while, but like it depends. I'm not like, let's go to the club and vamos a bailar. Like, I'm not that kind of person, but I'm a little shy sometimes. At the family parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would never dance. Maybe.
When you
but-
said vamos a bailar, or whatever, I was like, that sort of reminded me of that one song, Vamos a la playa. Oh, oh.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why I thought about that when you said that.
I haven't heard that song. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I've never been to like a club.
Yeah, I don't
No.
I don't really get the club scene that much. I mean, I understand it. You going out, you going to whatever, but like,
Yeah.
if you have a dream or if you're trying to accomplish something, you really don't have time for that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was me growing up all since senior year. It was always, I have a camp, I have a fight, I have to train. Like, it was just, which is good, it's good for a kid growing up to stay out of trouble. You have a fight, you can't go to a house party that probably people are gonna do dumb stuff for.
Right,
So.
because if you really want to reach a high level like yourself, um, you have to sacrifice a lot of things,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
partying, like going out, like things like that other people are like out doing right now, type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my biggest enemy was always food. But aside from that, like, I can count with maybe 3 fingers the amount of times I've ever gotten drunk. And 2 of those were at a team gym parties. Yeah. Yeah, those were great times. They weren't. They were so bad. But yeah, you just, you put priority, and it's so much more fun going into a cage or a ring and then getting your hand raised, and like, it's so much more satisfying than like
right, because
throwing up outside.
I mean, that is it, right? Like, people only see the wins.
Yeah.
They only see you in the big arenas and this and that. They didn't see you going through postpartum, going through the hardship of whatever you were going through in your personal life. They don't see that. They don't see you not going to parties, not going to clubs.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing, it's like, I can miss a party. I can go to a gathering and look at everybody eat and just drink some water. But like, what will always stick with me is like putting on the Albaline or the Sweet Sweat, and then having to put the sauna suit on, and then having to put on a sweater on top of that in like 90-degree weather, and now you're just jogging outside for hours or whatever it is, and you're just in a pool of sweat, and you feel like you're dying, and it's like, all right, I got 2 pounds to go. Now I have to like put everything back on and then go run again. So, and nobody sees that. Nobody sees you like eating an egg for breakfast, and now you have to cut 3 pounds. And yeah, I tell people like, oh, I have like 10 pounds like at work, and they'll be like, from where? And I'm like, look, I can lose 30 if I really wanted to, but yeah.
But yeah, like that. It's just like meeting people like you. It is so like inspiring.
Oh, thank you.
Like for
Thank
real,
you.
like for real, like because like I I'm only getting to see the end product.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're already at the top of your own level, and but you letting me know how you got there, it's just so inspiring.
Yeah, thank you.
Like and it's just something that like it sucks that sometimes they don't appreciate that. Like
Yeah.
y- they just,
Yeah.
hey, we want a show, we want to see a knockout and this
Yeah.
and that, but like there's a person behind there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like I do it for a reason, and whether it's for myself or, whatever it is, like it's part of my life. And I've said it many times. It's like no matter how many times I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. It's been part of my life for so long that until I'm like Yoel Romero, almost 50 years old.
Hey, he's about to do some bare knuckle too, right?
Yeah, he's fighting my teammate from Washington.
Get out of
Yeah,
here.
I don't know him personally, but he goes to Warrior Camp. Pablo Alfonso is the one that's cornering him. I'm a purple belt under Pablo Alfonso.
Whoa.
So, yeah,
Who do you got in that fight?
I can't say.
Uh, I mean,
I can't say.
yeah, it's
Uh,
just I
I will say this. Nobody can ever take that away from him. Whether he wins or loses.
he got him so there.
He can, like, people can talk all the shit they want. They can be like, oh, you all by murder. Like they can joke around all they want, but at the end of the day is like you get in there. And I've said it before. You cut the weight and you face Yoel Romero in state on stage and
You
be
say
like,
yes to that.
yeah,
No one's gonna do that.
nobody's gonna do that. There's fighters in
I'm
the
fucking not gonna
UFC,
do that.
yeah, would never say yes to Yoel Romero.
He was dangerous in the UFC.
Yeah.
Like that one fight where like they were just like
Yeah.
just waiting for each other, and they never really went for it because like, hey, this guy got a crazy counter, and any little touch is just.
I mean, he's like almost 50, looking
like a fucking
like Hulk.
specimen, right? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you doing? What are you eating, bro?
Yeah, no, y'all is just another beast, and no matter who went against him, it's like that person said yes to fighting bare knuckle against Yoel Romero, and like to have that confidence and to have like that under you, like nobody will ever take that away
They
from
can't
him.
take that away
Ever.
from him. No.
Like no matter how he could, if he can step in there, Yoel throws one punch and he's out, he still went in there. He still flew all the way to Miami,
right,
to get into the cage. So
with one of the
baddest
scariest motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Even if he is 50, like,
Yeah.
that's not like that Mike Tyson fight on Netflix that they were just sparring almost. Like, it was sort of like a fake fight, but
Yeah.
he's 50 and he's about to fight for real. Like,
yeah. And again, that's something that people don't understand. Like, even like amateurs, and I'll touch on this after, but like even amateur fighters or people that like have never even step foot into a training facility, it's like the person across from you in that cage, in that ring, or wherever it is, they're trying to hurt you. Like they are trying to seriously hurt you because it's you or them. And it's not like, oh, there's rules and I'm gonna be protected. Like, no, like this person will, like, there's people that have died in there, it's like it's not softball, it's not baseball, it's not football where it's like, holy shit, like, no, I'm gonna punch you and I'm gonna punch you as hard as I can because I'm trying to crack your skull.
right.
So, and like, I have gotten people who are like, oh, well, like, I want to do it and I'm gonna turn pro and I'm gonna do bare knuckle. And it's like it doesn't hit me where I'm just kind of like, you can't do it, but I'm just kind of like, do you know what you're getting yourself into? Like, you train once a week. Like this is not a game. This is, you can't just like turn pro and think that like, oh, I'm gonna get paid and I'm gonna get an easy 0-5 fighter and beat them. Like, no, like that 0-5 fighter is very determined to win a fight. So they're probably training 3 times a day because they want that win. There's a reason why they didn't stop at 0-2 or 3 or 4, you know?
Right.
So yeah, it's like I feel like people don't understand that. Like it's real shit. Like,
yeah, like once you're in there,
yeah. Yeah.
there's
As an amateur, I don't know if you've seen the difference, but as an amateur, like when you go to these matador fights or TFC fights, like those referees are very experienced in knowing like this is an amateur fight. I'm not gonna let you get pounded in the head 5, 10, 15 times. You're an amateur. You're probably 19, 20 years old. I'm gonna stop the fight. So they get used to those pity patty like fights, and you know they win a few fights against fighters that train a year or two, and then they're like, okay, well now I'm gonna turn pro because I'm winning against 1-0, 0-1s, 0-2, you know, like
right.
1-1s, whatever, and then they turn pro, and what they don't realize is now I can knee you to the head, now I can elbow you to the head, now the ref is not gonna stop it in like 3, 4, 5 punches on the ground. I'm gonna keep elbowing you until you're bleeding.
Until really,
yeah, like there's so many things that I can do now as a pro, and the ref is gonna just let it happen because it's a pro fight. Like there's people that live in gyms and train 4 or 5 times a day because this is their life and this is the way that they have their money. They're not going to Foot Locker and work their 8-hour shift and then come train. Like these are people that like are ready to kill somebody.
right?
So
And that's like the difference of the levels, right? Like how you're saying, like the amateur, and yeah, if I could whoop this dude, I could probably go into Once you go into the pro, these people are like at another level.
Yeah. Yeah, and the power is different. Like you can say anything about the skill. Like I've seen amateurs, especially nowadays. I've seen amateurs where they're like, you're like, oh snap, like they're, you know. But then when you turn pro, there's just something about it. Like your power is just different, and you live and breathe fighting. And like, damn, I remember one fight in Ohio that I was like, I'm gonna beat this girl so easy. Dude, this fucking girl. I remember the end of the second round. I'm like, she's a tank. And I'm looking at my coach. I'm like, bro, just stop the fight. Like, just stop that. And he's like, go back out there. And blah, blah, blah. But it was a good fight. But like, yeah, no, I like any female that I fought as a pro does not compare to any punch that I ever got as an amateur. Bare knuckle, power slap, freaking, I don't know, combat slapping, whatever I did. I don't even know what I did. It's just different. And that's, I feel like that's something that amateurs and people that are getting into the sport need to realize. It's like, you're gonna get hit. You can't go into a fight and be like, my technique is so good. I'm just gonna like grab him and take him down. You're gonna get hit. It's a fight, you know, but you know, they sign their death wishes or whatever it is. They want to get in there.
It comes with the territory, right? If that's what you decide to do, then you're gonna really see where you're really at, because in this physical realm that we live, like talking is just talk. At the end of the day, when you walk in there, all that is out the window.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like, you know, especially me being so approachable and me just being like one of the like girls or guys or whatever. I'm just, you know, some mom from Chicago, and you're in bare knuckle. Like, how do I sign up? And I'm like, bitch, you don't sign up for this.
What do you think, is a fucking open mic and shit?
Yeah. What? First of all, but yeah, it's just something that I feel like a lot of people have appreciated, where they're like, dude, that's so cool. And then there's other people like I want to do that, and I'm like, all right, like put on MMA. We're gonna spar MMA with MMA gloves. No, we're not gonna. You don't want to spar with MMA gloves, but you want to go in there and do bare knuckle? Good luck. So,
because bare knuckle, in my opinion, is more.
Oh, it sucks.
It's crazier than MMA.
Yeah, I mean, every sport I feel like has their own thing. MMA, I was scared to like, I don't know, snap a elbow or an ankle or whatever it is. Boxing, it was the concussions, like those suck. But I feel like bare knuckle just stings. Like those punches sting so bad, and it's not like a big glove that's just like wobbling your head. It's like just that knuckle that hits you right in the good, and it's a good sting that you either get up or you don't. So yeah,
Wow.
the forehead didn't even hurt. I was good with that. I just couldn't see. I'm like backing up trying to wipe my eye, but yeah, there was one punch. She punched me so good under. I want to say it was this eye, and I was like, oh shit. And then she hit me one more time, and I was like, oh, man, I'm gonna take a knee. And then after that, I couldn't get up.
Wow.
So
Wow. I mean, like I said, I'm such a fan of you.
thank you.
Like, and I'm like so like inspired by you. Just like the fact that you were like, yeah, I'll do your little podcast or whatever. I'm like, oh, I'm like, wow, whoa, and like the fighters, like my friends that I told, like, oh, she's coming. They're like, dude, how to like,
Oh, that's
like
so
a lot of people
sweet.
are so excited.
Yeah.
Like, I was just so excited to meet you, like to hear,
Yeah.
like, and like just the fact that you're able to open up to me and just tell me so much about you. It's like,
Yeah.
man, I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
So I made a reel from some of your like highlights that you have on your page.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And so we're gonna see that right now. And is there anything that you have to say to your fans or something about this upcoming fight while I set this up?
Um, no, I mean, I just want to thank everybody that's been following me for so long, and like everybody that has messaged me like, when are you fighting at home? And October 18th, get your tickets now because yeah.
Get your tickets, y'all. So we're gonna see this quick reel that I made from her page. Hopefully you guys like it. Hopefully she likes it. And
Yeah.
so let's check it out.
Aw, Coach Luna.
Yo pienso en ti todo el día, cuando mi cama está vacía, te necesito a mi lado, yo te quiero en mi vida, yo pienso en ti todo el día, cuando mi cama está vacía, te necesito a mi lado, yo te quiero en mi vida, baby I need you by my side. En la noche when we take a ride, ando por las nubes a la luna waving by, our lips making eclipse, mi mente donde está, porque veo las estrellas when I look into your eyes, pero eres mía, you're my life's alegría, you're who I think about, in my deepest fantasías, estás deliciosa, cuerpo de una diosa, cada little curve siempre me provoca, lay you on the bed, chocolate con rosas, babe, I can't forget the flavor de tu boca, me pongo a imaginar, when I say your name, si tú no estuvieras conmigo, yo pienso en ti todo el día, cuando mi cama está vacía, te necesito a mi lado, yo te quiero en mi vida, yo te quiero en mi vida, yo te quiero en mi vida,
te necesito aquí a mi lado, acércate. Ven para acá, aquí a mi lado.
That is so cool. Aw, that literally is a good representation of like my life.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. So
Aw, thank you. That was nice to watch.
well, I just want to say for real, I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for like just blessing my show with your presence and for just allowing me to like have a good talk with you and getting to meet you for real as a fan and just as a person. Like I really appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I like being able to talk to somebody that like knows what what this is, and like knows. I do know a lot of people from that gym, so I grew up with Kachi.
Oh,
yeah,
for real?
He was my little boyfriend when I was like 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah,
So-
because I was supposed to actually meet with him,
Mm.
and it was a whole thing, but like something happened where he was gonna go somewhere, and like because he was gonna give me a shirt for me to like wear for the show, but like
Yeah.
so it just shout outs to him, but
Yeah, shout out.
but
Yeah.
but so before every episode, I always do like a little freestyle to end the show.
Mhm.
And so I'm gonna do that, and that's how
Okay.
we're gonna end the podcast. And once
Cool.
again, thank you so much.
Thank
I
you for having
really
me.
appreciate this. And so I'm gonna do this real quick. And here we go.
Okay.
It's kind of low. Oh, still okay. Whatever. Yeah. What don't make sense to us is how a beautiful flower like yourself is so dangerous. So please don't mess with her, cause then your day will probably go a little bit bad. She's her own boss, she gets her own bag, and she know she always on the attack. But don't get it wrong, cause that's why right now I'm making this song. Hey, I see the ocean and the sun, but that's why they call you Marisol. I do this every day and I see you reaching all your goals. Anyway, thank you for being right here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for the next one, and watch her be on that bare knuckle fighting, y'all. That's it. Thank you so much. Any thank you once again. Do you have any last words?
No, I just I hope people follow their dreams, and just don't be scared to chase whatever you got going on, whether it's school, gym, training, kids, family, That's it.
Hey.
October 18th.
Well, October 18th. Go get some tickets. Go watch her do her thing. What she what she was meant to do in this life. And I just want to say, please, y'all spread love, and most of all, love each other, man. See y'all.